Hi everyone, today I'm down by Sandford Lock in Oxford with the zero image pinhole camera, and today I've got colour film in it because I haven't tried colour film in a pinhole camera. So I've got Kodak Gold 200 ISO, so let's give it a go. I've got 12 shots. So my first shot is a bunch of canoes. It kind of looks like one big canoe and the colours come out really well. Very carefully on here. It's a good job I'm lightweight. "15 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey. Cover it up over that. Not quite as good as I expected it to be, but it's not too bad either. Yeah, quite like this image. Let's check the light meter. 10 seconds. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Should be enough. Right, let's keep going. Somebody with big boots decided to tromp over the bridge whilst I was taking this image, and yeah, everything shook, so everything is blurred. I have no idea how these images are going to be, but that's part of the enjoyment of pinhole photography, is the element of surprise and disappointment sometimes, but mostly surprise. It's that time of year again when you get a lot of rowers about. So, what's down here? Oh, I know what's down here. I'll show you what's down here. Somewhere I've been to before with my Polaroid camera, way back at the start of my channel. Pretty evident what you can hear. You have to get down the old cobbly stones. And there you go. You know, by the weir. I'm not really going to take an image of this though, because it's a bit too far out around the corner there. Far too dangerous for me to get out here. I do like this. This is weirdly interesting to me. Maybe another day. Maybe another day. Tra-la-la-la-la, a nice Sunday walk down the riverside. Something I do quite often. Just find it kind of relaxing. Look at all the buttercups. Particularly over there, there's a massive amount. Might be tempted to take an image. The wind is actually quite low. I mean, gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. I wonder if we can get a bit of dynamic lines coming out this way. I'm going to check the light meter and then I'll wait for the breeze to go down a little bit. Only a few seconds. So I'm just going to give it a go. It's about 3-4 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're done.
Wasn't too sure about this image at first, but I quite like it now. I quite like the buttercups with the old electric pylon there. I think I did alright with the framing. The second shot was against the sun and yeah, not too much flare. Not as good as the previous image, but quite nice.
Not too sure if the exposure is correct there, but why not give it a go? Sometimes if you just impulsively take an image, just trying to step over the buttercups here, because you know it's really nice. Sometimes you just got to go for it, I think, with pinholes, because you ain't always guaranteed good results. Sometimes you'll set up something that you think is going to be really good and it comes out garbage, and then you'll do something impulsively and it comes out really nice. So just go for it. Now I need to get back onto the old cycle track. Not too sure why I'm so concerned about motion. I mean, that's the whole point, isn't it? To have a bit of motion in your image. Makes it feel a bit more alive. And they usually say with pinhole photography, you should have something like an anchor. Say for example the old electric pylon here. That's your anchor. It's not going anywhere, it's not moving anywhere. And then you can have something near it that's got a lot of motion, so it's going to be kind of blurred, or you might get some beautiful results with it. God, I sound pretentious. But I'm sure those of you who are watching who are into pinhole photography get what I'm getting at, hopefully. So now I'm back on the cycle track, so things will be a bit easier for me now going forward. This is very nice, riding down here, which I may well do on the way home. That's this bit I like, so I'm going to do an image of this. That's fine, it's a long exposure, about 4 to 8 minutes. Let's give that a go. I'm just going to open it up because it's going to be a pretty long exposure. Oh, train. So these trains that go past, they're Oxford to London, or Didcot, or Reading, depending on where you want to go. So we're getting close to the 4-minute mark. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to let it go on a bit longer, just for the reciprocity failure. I'll let it go up to closer to 5 minutes. It's the first time I'm using colour film on a pinhole camera, so I'm not too sure. I looked at the reciprocity charts. Just wait for the train to go. I always tend to make a rule of, you know, whatever the aperture is, I'll just double it. Maybe add a little bit extra. It's not an exact science anyway. All these bikes and people going past, that's not a problem either. They're just going to be blurs, if anything. And I've got to the point where I am beginning to understand certain areas of pinhole photography not to worry about, like people being in shot, stuff like that. Particularly with the longer exposures. There you go. We are done.
This image is a bit dull to me. It didn't really come out the way I envisioned it. I mean, I like the glow of it. I like the colours, but yeah, the composition's a bit lame.
That should hopefully be enough to at least get some shadow detail. The thing is, it's going to be scanned, and then I'm probably going to do a little bit of post work. Cheating? Not necessarily. It's no different than using a darkroom, you could say. I tend to keep my editing as minimal as possible, so I might fiddle a little bit with exposure, maybe a little bit with the highlights, maybe boost the sharpness just a tad, but I don't tend to do too much. Kind of goes against the whole point of using a particular stock of film. Certainly, you know, if you start messing around with the colours and stuff, you're not really going to get an accurate representation of, say, Kodak gold. So, but exposure, sometimes I correct things. I might do this whilst I'm here. Step on the stepping stones for a minute. See if I see a better one. This little rockery is quite cool. So I'm going to try and get it between the leaves here. Get a bit of that greenery with the stones. That's wonderful, that is. It's good that we've got tissues. Hopefully it's not got water in the pinhole, because that might cause an issue. 6 seconds. Another one done, ish. Hopefully the water didn't get in the old pinhole there.
So I did get water on the pinhole here. You can see on the bottom of the image there where the water was trickling down.
So there's one other area I want to do around here. I'm going to stay at this. Workmen came through and wrecked the place. It's a nice little quiet part of Woodland. I saw this pathway with the two trees, all these trees going down like this. I thought it was quite pretty, so I shall try and do an image of this. Okay, pinhole hasn't got anything in it, so that's fine. Need to wind on to number 8. See all these roots? I love the roots. And I thought I'd have these two trees with that tree in the centre point there. Kind of looks nice, and I like the way the light's flickering on the stonework as well. It's funny how things just pop out at me sometimes. Yeah, I'm a weirdo. But yeah, this is what I'm going to do. And it's a 4 minutes exposure. I'll plonk that down. Let's get set up somehow. The only question is, how close do I go? How close do I go? I think I might be there because the tree's there. Okay. Get my black glove, cover things over because it wobbles a little bit, and it's open, so we are doing it. So we're at 2 minutes. Again, probably going to leave it about 5. It says 4 minutes, but I'm going to go for 5 just for reciprocity reasons. And then I'm going to call it a day around here. I've actually done more pictures than I thought I would. Nearly at 5 minutes. Then I can go home and have a nice cold drink. There you go, 5 minutes. Jump.
Like I said earlier in the video, that sometimes you make a plan and it doesn't come out the way you want it to, and I think this is a good example of that. Didn't really come out the way I wanted. Could have got a bit closer to the roots. Yeah, it's not great.
Number 9, so that means I've got 3 shots left. 9, 10, 11, no, 4 shots. What am I on about? 4 shots left. Look at my maths. Anyway, until I go to wherever the next place will be.
So I got a bit impatient and just wanted to finish my roll off, so I took some images around the garden. This was actually a double exposure because the pinhole was open in my bag on the way back home. It's a bronze duck with some flowers that was given to my wife. Nothing amazing. Some more flowers in the garden and some hanging baskets. Again, another boring composition. I thought it would have looked a little bit better than this, but yeah, I didn't really frame it well. This is some sage in the bottom of my garden. It's an alright image, I suppose. It's, as you can see the old tripod down the bottom there because I had it facing right down. And lastly, a stone cat in my garden with no ears. I have noticed with pinhole and colour is that you get a lot of haloing going on. So those flowers are supposed to be purple, but as you can see there's a lot of bloom around them. So it's quite interesting to try colour film and a pinhole camera. I may well do it again, and hope you enjoyed today's video and hope to see you next time. Bye bye for now.